I now request Shri K.G. Kumar, Director NGMA Bengaluru, to deliver the welcome address.
A very pleasant good evening to all of you. It is a prestigious and a proud moment for NGMA Bangalore to be hosting this exceptional exhibition of over 90 paintings, letters and personal photographs of Amrita Shergil. This exhibition was first opened at NGMA Delhi this January on the occasion of the closing of the birth centenary celebrations of Amrita Shergil. Curated by eminent art historian and curator Ms. Yashodhara Dalmia, this exhibition comes as an apt successor to the Hungarian art exhibition which was hosted by NGMA Bangalore just a few months ago. Respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, members of the advisory committee and friends, a very warm welcome to all of you to the inauguration of the exhibition Amrita Shergil, The Passionate Quest, an exhibition of paintings by Amrita Shergil at this National Gallery of Modern Art. Although her life was short-lived, Shergil has left a forceful body of work behind, and these works have established her as one of the foremost female artists of the century. She is also titled by many as the Frida Kahlo of India, comparing her with the Mexican painter who is best known for her self-portraits. To be very truthful, I am not the person who can talk about Amrita Shergil. So I won't talk much about her. Yashodhara is there who will tell us more. I am happy to welcome Shri Kaushik Mukherjee, Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka, who on our request immediately accepted and agreed to grace the occasion today. Shri Sudhakar Rao, the Chairman of the Advisory Committee in NGMA Bangalore, has always been very supportive in deciding and guiding the NGMA Bangalore in all our programs. I welcome you, sir. It is indeed my pleasure in welcoming Ms. Yashodhara Dalmia, who curated this exhibition, and my colleague, Professor Rajiv Lochan, Director, National Gallery of Modern Arts, New Delhi. While welcoming all the other guests, my friends from the media who have responded to our invitation, I would especially like to thank Shri Ravindra Singh, Secretary, Culture, Government of India, who during his visit to NGMA Bangalore in November 2013 had promised to send this exhibition here after it is exhibited in NGMA Delhi, and now we are fortunate to witness the exhibition in Namma Bangalore. Again, my thanks to Team NGMA, both from Delhi and Bangalore, for organizing this exhibition. I am confident that the people of Bangalore will appreciate this exhibition and visit in large numbers. Thank you and welcome to you again.
Thank you, sir, for your words. I now request Shri K.G. Kumar, Director NGMA, as a small token of our appreciation, to present a memento to Shri Kaushik Mukherjee, Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka. I now request Shri K.G. Kumar, Director NGMA Bengaluru, to present a memento to Srimati Yashodhara Dalmia. And a small memento to Shri Sudhakar Rao, Chairman, Advisory Committee, Bengaluru. Now I request Shri Rajiv Lochan, Director NGMA Delhi, to say a few words.
Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka, Shri Kaushik Mukherjee ji, Sudhakar Rao Sahab, Chairperson of the Advisory Committee of the National Gallery of Modern Art, Bangalore, Yashodhara Dalmia, Curator of the exhibition, Shri K.G. Kumar, my friend and Director of the National Gallery of Modern Art, Bangalore, distinguished guests and colleagues of the NGMA, Bangalore. Well, Yashoda is there, and she'll essentially talk about the entire oeuvre of this artist, this phenomenal artist. And I'd like to begin by this quote that I truly love from no other than Paul Klee. The quote goes, "The idea is not the illustration. The illustration is the idea." Unquote. Truly speaking, that's what Amrita lived for. She believed in something, this vivacious, this enigmatic, this charged, this diverse, contradictory many a times life that she lived has truly made all of us remember her with a sense of pride, dignity, as well as made NGMA proud for one simple reason, that the National Gallery of Modern Art, truly speaking, owes it to her. Why? Because her untimely death, 29 years of age, when she died, a sizable part of that collection was bequeathed to the nation. And the nation didn't have a place to either keep it, store it, so it went into the Toshakhana. And actually, it was the vision of those distinguished personalities of that time, including Jawaharlal Nehru, that I wouldn't hesitate to say at this stage, with your permission, sir, who had a great, they both had a great relationship, which actually, and which grew up an understanding of sorts, that it was Jawaharlal Nehru who decided to set up the National Gallery of Modern Art, with this being its first prized collection. Well, this happens to be, actually the centenary year of Amrita Shergil has truly ended. And we have had a great deal of things to do with that. We have celebrated her with exhibitions at the beginning of the year, with a stamp release in Delhi by the Honorable Minister, with a small display bringing out of portfolios, showing her films, and most importantly, showcasing her and celebrating her as an iconic personality by UNESCO with the Government of India. I think that's the greatest achievement that an artist of her caliber truly deserved and got. We couldn't showcase the major exhibition of her works in Paris at UNESCO because the space did not allow these national treasures to be showcased there, but we had a major digital exhibition encapsulating her entirety of her life, and doing this rather interesting digital exhibition at UNESCO. Interestingly, it has stayed back there and is traveling there in Paris, and the Hungarians truly wanted. We're very happy and proud of the fact that Yashodhara Dalmia, also an author of distinction and a curator of distinction, has curated this exhibition in a very, visionary fashion, because it's for the first time that the largest part of the repository of the National Gallery of Modern Art has actually been on display. And I'm extremely proud, as the organizer of this exhibition, to be able to showcase it here in Bangalore at our National Gallery of Modern Art, and have all intentions to travel it to NGMA Mumbai, and perhaps an abridged edition of this exhibition to Hungary itself, for the Hungarians have also not been able to see the works of this great artist of shared origins, part Hungarian, part Indian. I, although had a prepared speech, but I decided that my friend Yashodhara will enlighten you with the larger part of the vision, Nevertheless, it's a great occasion, a great opportunity when this large cross-section, so well curated, so well documented, would be on display at the NGMA Bangalore. And, well, Mr. Kumar, I think it's a great opportunity to rejoice and feel happy about, amongst others. I think, wouldn't like to say anything more. These are things that are meant to be experienced and enjoyed, and not heard in words alone. Thank you for that patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your observations. I now request Srimati Yashodhara Dalmia, art historian and curator of the current exhibition, to give the curatorial address.
It's a real pleasure to be here and to have curated this show. It befits the legendary artist Amrita Shergil's memory to open out this largest ever collection of her works, 100 works, about 100 works for 100 years. And I'm especially pleased that it's come from Delhi. It's traveled out of Delhi for the first time to the south, because it's the south which really made her. It's the south where she really comes into her own, and her iconic works, like The Bride's Toilet and the Brahmacharis, the South Indian villagers going to the market, these works get created, which become a flashpoint in her art. So these works, as I said, are it is the largest ever collection, and apart from her iconic works, they trace her journey all the way from her training in Paris at the École des Beaux-Arts to her last unfinished painting. And there are many nuggets in this, apart from her iconic works. For instance, it's surprising just how many works she makes of herself painting. Sometimes she looks troubled, sometimes she looks excited, sometimes she looks reflective. It's the artist studying herself, painting. And it's interesting to see all these works together. I was also amazed by the sensuous plasticity of her works, even when she was a young girl of 16. So when it reaches such iconic heights later on, we can see that the germ of it existed even in Paris, even as a young girl of 16. And you'll be able to see all this for yourself. So there are many such surprises in the show. And, well, I won't be long. I hope you enjoy the show. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed curating the show. Thank you.
For sharing your views. I now request Sri Sudhakar Rao, Chairman Advisory Committee NGMA Bangalore, to give his presidential remarks.
Good evening, and a very warm welcome to the NGMA Bangalore, to all of you. Let me also use this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Yugadi, which happens tomorrow. I hope the new year is a wonderful year for all of you. I'm glad Yashodhara ji kept her talk to a minimum and didn't expand too much on her ideas, because whatever I'm going to say I have picked up from her own book on today's artist, Amrita Shergil. So that was a big relief, because I was just waiting. The other story that I was planning to tell was about the NGMA and the role of this set of 95 paintings in the evolution of NGMA, about which Rajiv already spoke. So I said, if now Yashodharaji quotes from her book, what little I had to say also gets preempted. Anyway, I'm so happy that all of you are here with a total of 95 paintings, 2 personal letters, 15 introductory panels, and numerous photographs. This exhibition, curated by Yashodharaji, offers an extraordinary view into the life and work of Amrita Shergil, India's most pioneering modern woman artist. A versatile artist who set the contours of modernism in a manner that was to become decisive for later artists, Amrita Shergil's art attempts to synthesize 2 different modes of perception in a quest for a modern aesthetic. As a diasporic artist, she was known for her pursuits into the questions of identity, isolation, and hybridity, seeing the Indian people from the point of view of the outsider who wanted to become an insider. Her love for India can be seen in a letter she wrote in 1933, before leaving Europe, where she talks of how she, and I quote, began to be haunted by an intense longing to return to India, feeling in some strange way that there lay my destiny as a painter, unquote. While her early paintings evoke the poverty, sadness, and monumental gravity of the